Well, I think we need to invest a huge amount in education.
Yeah.
Fees is a real problem at the moment, but also the amount of money that's going into universities, especially in Wales, the amount of money that's going to research. Anybody thinking of doing a further degree, we're about 30 million down as to what we should be getting. So that makes it much more difficult for students to go on. These days, as you know, first degree is great, but lots of places expect you to have done an MSc and an MA as well. So we haven't put lots of money into research. The other thing that we're really worried about is housing and the conditions that people are living under. We want to bring in the register for private landlords, so they'd have to conform to some standards. And of course, if they didn't, they'd be struck off and wouldn't be able to let anymore. What you see now is, landlords can get away with anything, and especially people on benefits, they're getting housing benefits, and it's the taxpayer, as you and me, we're actually paying private landlords for really crappy housing. So that's why we think, a register of private landlords would be really good. We used to have rent controls at one time as well, so that you can charge, the earth for something that's really not worth it. So we want to bring in rent controls as well. All we have at the moment is that housing benefits are controlled, it's restricted to the lower half of the market. But that does mean that there's nothing. I think you should vote for what you believe in, of course, and lots of students therefore are going to be voting at home because, there are crucial election battles all over the UK. Here, I think, we are committed to students, we are committed to education. I used to be a university teacher, by the way. I taught up top of the hill there. I think Leanne Wood was wonderful. You wouldn't expect me to say anything else. But what's interesting about it is we've never been at the top table before. Always been excluded. And, when people have heard, what she has to say and see what sort of person she is, her popularity has soared, of course. At a point last week, in one of the polls, she was even more popular than Nicola Sturgeon.
Yeah.
And the main party leaders were rumbling below them at a mindless popularity. But I have known her. Actually, I knew her when she had a sort of purple Mohican. That's how long I've known her. She's not an ordinary person, she's an extraordinary person, but she lives in the same streets as her parents. She moved back up to Rhondda, lives in a terrace house. She knows what it's like to, be at the hard, cold face. I think, she's just a real person, and people really respond to that very well.